Hello, today we will learn how to create an API management service in Azure. So one of the advantages of API management is that, as the name implies, it allows you to manage your APIs. So one of the features that it has is that it allows you to mask your real endpoint URLs with the Azure API management URL or the gateway. So that actually allows you or gives you the opportunity to avoid sharing your real URLs to your customers, and at the same time it allows you to add some extra security because you will handle everything through the API management um, service instead of the APP service or wherever you have your APIs hosted. So let's start. If you want to create an API management service, you go to create resource. You look for API management. You select it, and it will show you the create panel. You hit create, and then you fill your information. You put the name, the description, the resource group, or wherever you want to create it. For development purposes, make sure to choose the developer no SLA and to verify the prices so you are aware of it. You see that the developer actually says $48.70 per month estimated, right? So that's the best one for development. Okay, the one thing that it has is that it doesn't have the SLA, so basically you don't have any service level agreement or guarantee that your service is going to work for most of the time. So it's not adequate for production, but it's recommended for development purposes. Okay, I won't create this one here because it actually takes around 20 or more, a little bit more minutes to be created. So I'll use one that I have already created. So I have this management service here. And once you have your management service already created, you will see a similar panel like this, and you will see this API section where you will have a default API named Echo API, and you can add new APIs. You can add a new API or actually add APIs from several kind of definitions, like from Open API, from WADL, WSDL, from Logic App, from MAPP service, or function apps. So I am going to use the Open API, and you will see that it requests me for the Open API specification. Okay. I have already created an application in .NET Core that the basic template in .NET Core, and I already published it to Azure. Is this my managed test API? And basically the only thing that it does is showing the weather forecast sample. Okay, so this is an API, it doesn't have any UI, and you see that on that endpoint I actually have my response. Okay, let's go back to the API management, and I'll tell it that my Swagger file is there. Yeah. Okay, so it already recognized this is my API. So my demo test API. Okay, so I'll create it, and you will see that it will import the operations that existed in that definition. So if now you want to go and test it, you hit test, you select what you want to test, and you click send. You will see that in this case we get an internal error message, and if we want to see what's happened, we go to the trace tab. Okay, so we navigate, scroll down there, we keep scrolling down, and we will see a couple of errors. We will see that origin header, core policy was not applied, and we will see this other error that says backend service URL is not defined. Okay, so why is that? It happened because when I imported the definition, it doesn't come with the actual web service URL that is being masked, or the requests are going to be redirected to. So I had already copied the actual URL from my web service or my API, and I already put it there. Here we can also choose which products are able to see that API. So in this case I will check starter, and I'll click save. Okay, now if I go to test, click send, you will see that now I actually get an OK response, and I get the actual data in here. So that's basically how you can create an API management service. In the next videos we will see how to use the development portal, how to publish your APIs, and how to integrate it with an Azure Active Directory business to consumer or Azure AD B2C. And so you can allow actually your users or consumers to even register to your APIs. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.